two number one picks not working out. And then I think of a guy like James Harden, who is throughout his career been known as a me first guy, all of a sudden putting the team first to the point of taking a $15 million cut. Like, he had $47 million in his back pocket. And hey, putting $32 million is not a bad $1 million in your back pocket is not a bad thing either. However, the fact that you're willing to say no to that type of money and not add on to that after it that's saying something. And going through this article, it covers the whole gambit of what he is willing to sacrifice, what he's willing to do throughout this entire offseason to make sure that he's in the best possible shape and the healthiest he has been in a long time to make sure he can attack the sport once again like he used to. But the oddity, I think, of trying to explain this about the two number one picks that didn't work out for the long haul in Philadelphia, and then James Harden, of all people, being a team-first guy and taking pay cuts to make sure that the team has a better chance of winning. PJ Tucker coming to Philadelphia. Like, there's all these things that happen that are just, like, crazy over the last 7 years of basketball in Philadelphia. When I explain it down the line, I think people are going to think that's nuts and we made it up. When we explained it as 76ers fans, as basketball fans, and we try to explain it, it's just crazy. But one of the crazier things that has to happen is not just James Harden getting in shape and being healthy. Kind of a remake, a retool of his own game has to happen, where he can still do things, I think, at an elite level. Certain things in his game I think he can do at a very elite level. Facilitating, setting up his own outside shot, creating space for his teammates. But the thing that I don't think James Harden can do, even with a hamstring that will be 100% going in the next year, fingers crossed, I don't think James Harden can get that blow-by speed that he once had early on in his career. And I'll compare it to somebody that had a much different game, but was still very much based on that speed and that quickness. We saw how great Allen Iverson was throughout his career here in Philadelphia. But towards the end of his career here in Philadelphia, the first run of it, before he was traded to Denver, not when he came back for like a couple of games. But when we watched Allen Iverson, the quickness, the speed, the blow-by rate, all that stuff, not that they kept track of that back in the day, but we just saw it in front of our very eyes each and every night for 48 minutes. He was incredible. But I remember thinking, a guy that's based his career and his whole game on quickness and speed, the minute that quickness and speed is gone is the minute he has to redefine his game. And in that vein, that one vein, I apply that to James Harden. Because I don't think at 33, he turns 33 next month, I don't think at 33 he's going to come back to this game and come back to this sport and all of a sudden have that quickness again because his hamstring's healthy. I think the hamstring will allow him to play more games, but I don't think it'll help his blow-by rate. I don't think it'll help him offensively speaking from what we saw in Houston to what we'll see now. So the one thing I think he's going to be able to still have at an elite level is his ability to facilitate. I mean, you're talking about a guy that can average 10 to 13 assists per game. You're talking about a guy with Joel Embiid and a full season next to Tyrese Maxey might be able to up that number as well. If that's where he's able to get to and still give you some scoring around, 17 to 20 points a game, that's great. As long as he is facilitating for other guys on this team, as long as that is what he's basing his career on right now. Facilitating, not scoring, not being the Houston James Harden that's leading the league in scoring, dropping 33 a night. Not that guy. Not that guy that's hitting step back threes left and right and making sure that his defender is picking his three-point shot out of his eye all night. He's not going to be that guy. If he can have a little bit of that, I'm fine with that. Make sure the other guy still respects it. Make sure the defense still respects it so he can create that spacing even further. Yeah, okay, fine. That's what I can see James Harden doing in the upcoming season. That's what I want James Harden to do. I want him to leave the majority of the scoring to Joel Embiid, the scoring leader, the reigning scoring leader in the NBA, and to Tyrese Maxey. Him number 3 on that list, Tobias Harris maybe number 4, maybe number 3, going back and forth. That's how I want to see this season playing out. That's how I expect this season to play out.